Hello guys, welcome to the second episode of KICHIEW.
KICHIEW.
I'm Janelle.
And I'm Kevin. And
So
some of
maybe
you may be wondering, right, like where is the third person? So apparently he has some unforeseen circumstances he need to attend to, and yeah, so here we
he
are,
won't
just
be
the two of
joining
us.
us. Yeah, that's so sad, right? And they are left with the two of us again. Okay, but anyway, so today we'll be talking about COVID resources. So what are some of the grants that you can actually reach into for the COVID period?
Yeah, so actually there are some of different grants that we're going to talk about, or some certain things that you guys can leverage on during this period. So some of them, let me just name out some of them. So basically it's the SIRS scheme, the COVID-19 support grant, maybe property loans, deferment, and insurance loan deferment, and some other stuff. So we'll get into it. We'll dive into it, and let you guys know how you guys should apply for it, and also maybe what you might expect when you apply for these grants.
Okay, so very nice. I think a lot of you having problems with financials and everything, right? So maybe Kevin, you want to share with them because you're an insurance agent yourself, right? So
Yeah.
should we? Yeah, you are under the self-employed scheme. Have you tried to apply actually?
Yeah, I actually applied for it twice. There's a reason for me applying it twice. So basically, just to let you guys know, this SIRS scheme is not just for insurance agent. It's for those people who are self-employed, and this SIRS stands for Self-Employed Income Relief Scheme. So basically, this is a support by the government or more from NTUC, and you just need to go to the website to apply for it. So some of the self-employed personnel, for you to be considered self-employed personnel, can be like freelancers, taxi drivers, insurance agents, property agents, and many more. So basically the criteria is that you are self-employed before the 25th of March this year, 2020, and you have a net income of less than 100,000. Yeah. And basically your property cannot exceed 21,000 annual valuation as well. And also if you are married, you guys cannot own more than 2 properties. If not, basically this you cannot apply for it. So there are also there's another 2 parts to this grant basically. So part 1 is example, if you are 37 and above, and you're self-employed before 25th of March 2020, right? Basically, you guys will actually receive this grant or this relief scheme automatically. Don't have to apply for it. But
Nice.
let's say you guys are like me, I'm not 37 obviously, and
You never know. Maybe you like eat some Botox or something.
nope, I'm not 37. Okay, anyway, so basically for people like me, we are under 37, we can actually apply for the grant via the NTUC website. We will probably put the link in the description below if you guys need it. It started since May, at start of May. So you guys can go and apply on the website. Yep, you guys need to prepare some documents though, like your notice of assessment from 2018 and 2019, and also your last 3 months pay slip from Jan 2020 to March 2020. Yeah, basically that's about it. Then you need to declare some information. You need to review some details, like maybe your handphone number, your email address, blah blah blah. You'll be guided through the website step by step. Yeah, so hopefully you guys can get the grant also. It's basically $9,000 for a period of 9 months, and they'll release this fund in a quarterly basis. So every 3 months you will get 3,000 in lump sum. And for this application as well, right? Basically, once you apply for it, you will most likely receive it within 30 days. That's what I got from the email as well. Just to share a bit more, for myself, actually, I may or may not get the grant. Reason being is because my parents own a private property, and yeah, I don't own any apartment. So basically, I'm living with them at the moment. So I have to declare my annual property valuation for my parents. So it's more than 21,000. most likely I'll have to
Oh,
appeal for it. And yeah, so actually Janelle told me that if let's say, you know, you only barely miss one of the above mentioned criteria, right?
criteria. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're actually struggling to make your ends meet and everything, right? They actually do take in some exceptional cases, but don't hold our words for it lah. So maybe just try to appeal for it. So hopefully you will get it lah. So for Kevin's case, maybe he'll share with you the next time when he gets it or he don't get it. So maybe you can have a guideline around that.
Yeah, so basically for this criteria, if let's say you have proof that you cannot, you know, make maybe some repayment for your loans, or you have unpaid leave or whatsoever, they actually take into consideration your situation. You can prove it to them and write like a short description. I think it's like 500 words or something like that. There'll
Mm.
be this box for you to go and write your story. So, yep.
So
That
we
will
need good story writers.
yeah, so basically that's it for the self-employed income relief scheme lah. So I'm still waiting to see whether I'll get mine or whether I need to appeal for it. Most likely I have to appeal for it. So I hope you guys will manage to get it without any appeals lah.
Mm.
And yeah, free money from the government.
Okay. But today, if you are not a self-employed, how? So let's say today you're working for someone else, then you actually experience a 30% or more pay cut.
So for that, you actually have to go and apply through another grant, although it's not as substantial as the self-employed ones. It's much better than the previous one where, you know, the $500 when you have to apply for it if you have a 20% pay cut from Jan to March. So I actually got that one, but this grant is actually, I would say, an upgraded version for people who are employed. So it's called the
Mm.
COVID-19 support grant, and maybe for this, Janelle will let you guys know about you know, the rules for application.
So I think I heard about this COVID-19 support grant also. So the support grant, I think basically it pays off to you in the cases where you get laid off or actually suffering a 30% or more pay cut lah. But it has to be like at least for consecutive 3 months. So if you're on a no paid leave or you are put on to like stay at home situation, so you actually are entitled to this grant as well. But if you accept this grant, right, you must be actively job hunting it. So you need to attend like selected training programs from WSG and E2I and everything. So do you actually go for this one when the last time you took the other grant? Like all the trainings and everything?
Me? No, I
Yeah.
don't go through all these things. I'm not employed per se. I'm self-employed, so I won't be able to apply for this grant.
Oh, the last time the one was similar, right? The
No,
five
the
hundred
last
dollars relief.
that was just a one-time thing. It's only for 1 month. If I'm not mistaken, it was for the month of April.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, that
actually,
for that you don't have to apply. I mean, you have to apply, but you don't have to go through all this training or whatsoever. This one is an upgraded version. That's why I would say this one you will need to go for all this training or whatsoever lah.
also maybe they put in the training, so hopefully you can find a job faster or get yourself upgraded lah during this meantime.
I guess so. Most likely they are trying to, you know, give you guys skill sets so that, you know, you can improve your skill sets and then you have more jobs to look out for.
I think so
And
too.
if
So
I'm not wrong, I think all these trainings are actually paid for or actually subsidized to a substantial amount. So maybe you guys
yeah,
can go ahead and try out all this.
yeah, there are actually a lot of trainings going around also, skills future courses and everything to actually maybe upgrade yourself in the meantime. But back to the point. So actually, what do we get out of this grant? This grant is giving a monthly grant up to $800 for 3 months. But it is also determined by your previously drawn salary. So let's say if you are drawing a little slightly lower, then maybe it won't be $800, like it might be slightly lower. So it's relatively proportional.
Okay.
But it's similar to the previous grant, right? Actually, if your gross monthly household income is less than 10,000, then you will be eligible. And your property also has to be valued at less than 21K lah. So around the same, but you know, all these funds are also out there to help those that are really in need lah. So if we don't need it, maybe let's just try not to, you know, strain the resources, share it with someone else instead.
I guess so. Yeah.
Mm.
So basically, for this grant I wouldn't say it's a very big amount, but it's more for those people who really needs it and um, need money or need the resources, the finances to go and support their family, pay for bills and whatnot. So maybe it's more applicable towards them.
Mm. How do I apply for this grant?
You can go through the MSF website. Basically, we will also leave the link below. So for this grant, basically you will need your NRIC, front and back, your payslip, your bank account number, and other relevant documents needed to prove that you're in a dire situation and you're in need of this grant. So you also need to be Singaporean or PR and above 16 years old. So these are the minimum requirements that you need to fulfill before you can apply for these grants.
I guess I'm
And
above 16 now. I can try to apply.
you don't say, yeah. So basically, these are some grants to help out those that are jobless
Mm,
or on a hiatus from their job at the
mm,
moment.
mm. Actually, the government is very supportive in the sense because they understand the dire situation also. A lot of people are out of job or people on no paid leave. So they're trying to help. But then you see, those frontline workers, they actually, you know, they are working 24/7 away from their family and everything. So what happened if they actually contract the virus?
I have no idea what will happen to them if they contract the virus. They'll probably die or something. I'm not sure. So basically they'll probably be admitted, quarantine or whatnot. But I mean, for
No, you
them,
don't say.
if you're talking about, frontline helpers out there now, what are they gonna get? That I know. But if you're telling me what happened if they get the virus, I would not know what's gonna happen to them, right? You're asking me
No,
very, 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 you know. So okay, never mind. Back to the topic.
is
Basically,
the government giving them anything or not? That's my question.
the way you phrase your question is a bit weird, lah. You suddenly ask me what will happen to them if they contract the virus. So I wouldn't know what will happen to them if they contract the virus, but I will know what will happen to them if they are still out there out there helping. What is provided for them? So basically, what is provided for them is this thing called the Courage Fund. So what is the Courage Fund? It's applicable for people who are, frontline healthcare workers as well as community volunteers. Those that are in very, very close contact with people who are, suspected cases or even not suspected cases, meaning like, they contracted the virus. They will have this grant to go and apply for.
So does that mean that if you have a family member that actually is working as a healthline worker and then they have the virus, or maybe um like I don't know, maybe they somehow unluckily kena the virus, then is the government gonna give them any form of support?
I would say for all these, right? Okay, basically healthcare workers are given $5,000 one lump sum, and frontline and community workers, I would guess this refers to those
Safety distancing,
the safe
there's
distancing people, and
ambassadors or something like that.
yeah, so they will receive $3,000 in a lump sum as well. And also for low income families, those that I would guess low income meaning maybe annual income less than 20,000 or whatnot. I'm not too sure about this. I'll need to go and look up for the numbers and maybe let you guys know in the description as well. But for low income household, you'll receive $1,000 up to $1,000 maximum. And families that maybe you guys lost a member because of this COVID-19, you guys will get up to 30,000 lump sum also. So all these are forms of help given to frontline workers and community workers who are actually out there, in very close contact to all those people who are affected or suspected cases of this COVID-19 virus.
And for low-income household, right, if you're actually affected by the situation and then you're actually put on a stay-home notice and you experience an income reduction of 10%, you're also entitled to apply for this coverage fund as well. So where to actually apply for this fund? I think you can go to the NCSS website or visit any social services office to actually, get a form filled in and get them to help you to apply for the grant as well. So actually my heart goes out to all these people that are actually working in the front line and everything. So while we're staying at home, they're protecting ourselves from this virus, they're actually putting themselves out there, their lives on the line to actually support us and give those whoever is in need or maybe create medicine for us. So really thank you to these people.
If you guys don't know how to use the internet, maybe you guys are too old, don't really know, cannot speak English, or don't have kids to help you out, can go down to any social services office.
Then like that, how they understand our video?
I mean, if they are watching or whatnot, I'm not sure. I mean, or if you're just lazy to apply online, you want to speak to people, after this, whole circuit breaker is driving you insane, you want to
you need to talk to people, you need to see some people.
So maybe you can go down to any social service office and apply face to face. Of course, while wearing a mask along lah.
Yeah, don't forget your mask. So now we are all ninjas out there.
Yep. So the next thing we'll actually want to talk about is this thing called the deferment of residential property loan. I'm not sure how many of you viewers who are actually homeowners, but maybe if you are one, so this part will actually let you guys know that if you are unable to make some loan repayments to your property, right, be it principal or interest, you are actually able to apply for this so-called grant or deferment from either banks or the finance company that you are taking your loan from. So all these, right, is applicable throughout the year till end of this year, 31st December 2020.
You can also defer your interest. So if the interest is a slightly excess amount that you cannot take up, so you might want to consider deferring them. And good news is you won't actually be charged any more on the deferred interest.
Yeah, I would think that that's a good thing because interest is always the one that kills a lot of people. So another good news is that if you want to apply for this loan deferment, right, you do not need to show them any documents or proof that you have been affected by this COVID-19. But there's also bad news for you guys is that if you guys have any outstanding loan amount, be it principal or interest, you guys cannot owe it for more than 90 days. If you have any outstanding, right, you need to clear it before you can apply for this. The next thing that we're going to talk about is quite similar to this in a sense that it's for credit cards. So, basically your unsecured credit loans, like your personal loan.
So unsecured credit facilities like credit card debt, right, can actually convert your outstanding balances from 6 April to 31st December to term loans that you are actually giving you a reduced interest. You all know that credit card, once you overdue your payment, you owe them money, they charge you a lot on the interest, right, which is actually 26% per annum. You know how much is that? That's like more than 1/4 of your whatever you're spending. So no point actually owing this money. You can defer these outstanding loans to term loans. Term loans, which means you can pay off at a later date and the interest will be lesser, which is only at 8% per annum, but it's still a lot. So guys, clear your debt, don't owe money. So this is actually only applicable to individuals who have lost 25% or more of their income as of 1 February. So unless you are at a risk of owing the bank money and your income has decreased, then you're actually applicable for this loan. So if you make a lot of money and then you still want to defer, then I think no point, just pay off your debt, okay? 8% is not very little to begin with. So the converted term loan, actually you can take up to 5 years to repay this loan. But I would say, you know, clearing your loan fast is a good way into money management because 8% accrued interest is a lot. Every year you're paying extra 8% on top of 8%. So think about how much is that. So if Kevin, you got credit card, right? You better don't owe money. A lot of money though.
I don't have any credit card at the moment. I mean,
And the late fees and everything are also a bit tall. You know, every time I forget to pay my credit card fee, then I'm like, hey, why I incur extra late fee?
yeah, speaking about deferments also, besides property and your credit card loans, there's actually one more thing that you guys can defer. Okay, anyway, the next thing that you can defer is also your insurance, meaning your life insurance and health insurance payment. The rest of your other payments, I think, including savings or those investments, you cannot defer. But anything life plans related and health related, you can defer the payment. An example is that some companies like Great Eastern, Prudential, AIA, those big companies, they're actually giving out this 6 month deferment of your premium payment. So it has to be the premium has to be between the 1st April and 30th September 2020. So inclusive of the 2 dates mentioned, right? Any premium due within this period, you can actually request for deferment of premium payment. So, but how to go about doing this, right? You need to contact your individual insurance agent. If not, you will need to print out the form from online and get your agent to sign it, which in a sense you still need to go meet your agent. So so
but it's on a case by case approval, right? So I might not be able to get it also.
yes, it's case by case, but at the same time, this is a deferment, it's not a waiver. So you can still make claims in between this period. It's not an automatic deferment. So like I mentioned, you need to either look out for your insurance agent, contact them, or you need to print out a form, do it yourself, and contact them, get them to sign. Because ultimately, the form needs to be signed by an agent. And so it's a case by case basis because it's subjected to the approval from the insurance company, the underwriters, and whatnot. So,
but what are some of the common criteria that are being approved that you see that you're aware of?
Okay, basically for all these, the insurer will actually take a look at maybe example like job loss. If you have lost a job, you have been fired from your job, or you lost your job because of this COVID-19, company closed down, retrenched, or whatsoever. That's one. Another one is pay cut. If you receive pay cut of 30% or more, you need to prove. Next is if let's say you're not receiving pay at all, unpaid leave, you're actually at home right now taking leave and you not drawing any income, 3 months or more. Last but not least is actually the worst case scenario. If you're hospitalized because of this virus, you will also need to show proof, and that will be the worst case scenario, like if you actually contracted this disease, and you need to go and defer your payment or whatnot. So all these are some of the examples that the insurer will take a look at before they actually approve whether you will get this deferment or not.
Cool. So I think we more or less covered like how you can save some money during this COVID period.
Yeah, basically this episode is more towards COVID grants, and also some of the running costs that you can save, or maybe like get a deferment if let's say you're really tight right now, and you need to save some money for rainy days. You have not enough money to go and make payments for certain stuff. These are some of the things that you can actually look into.
Because I believe that everyone, the situation is not very good. Even for people that are, you can't go to retail doing part-time and everything. You can't go out and do your part-time jobs, or you can't, sales have been affected also for many out there. So I think everyone has, certain need for this kind of funds. So sharing it here might be good help for you. So you can, take a look at our links that we give below.
Yep. We'll leave all the links to the different application for the grants, but for the other deferments, right, you guys will need to go and contact your own servicing agents or banks that you guys are taking the loan from. I think they will have more in-depth information, or they'll actually send our representative or whatnot, or guide you through how to, apply for all those deferments.
Correct. So then again, don't take our words for it, because we are only giving whatever we have researched on our own and whatever is our own opinion on this matter. So some of them you might still have to check with your agents or your respective bankers. But what if today you are an SME and then you are facing the same situation as well? Do you have any sort of help from the government also?
I mean, if you're a business owner, you're under considered small medium enterprise, you can actually request some loans or some programs that actually out there offered for SMEs lah. Basically, there is a lower loan interest and also payment deferment for any outstanding loans that you have for your company. You can also do deferment of payment for principal for your secured loans for your company as well. So some of these includes SME working capital loans, temporary bridging loan program, and also SME insurance premium payment.
Companies can now take up to $1 million loan instead of 300,000, which is previously indicated in this SME working capital loan. So all along you have been able to take loans from the government and actually to help with the continuity of your business. So as of now, right, risk share has been increased to 90% instead of the previous 50 to 70%. But at least 30% of your company has to be held by a Singaporean or a PR. And if you also do face issues paying off your insurance premiums, you can actually apply for insurance premium payment installments. So you can pay this off with installments at a later date as well. So
okay, that's good. So for all those company owners out there, must be owners of small medium enterprises, SMEs. What we've mentioned earlier is just the basic criteria required from you guys to go and apply for all this. When you guys go into the website to apply for all this, maybe y'all can take a closer look and see whether you require any further documents for all this before they process or even approve your loans or
that's right.
deferment for your premium.
Yeah. So after all this, we've came to the end of our second episode. So I hope the info provided actually helps you guys a little with your finances. So maybe if you have any further questions, you can drop us a comment or maybe give us a message over Facebook or anything that we can try to help to address your questions also.
So for the next episode, right, we'll actually be talking more about bank related stuff, like maybe bank account, savings account, whatsoever. We will actually let you guys know more information about all these accounts from the bank. So stay tuned and we will see you at the next episode.
Right, bye bye.